Welcome to this beginner's guide to Azure Synapse Ingestion from Kafka. In this tutorial, we will walk you through the process of ingesting data from Apache Kafka into Azure Synapse. Analytics. First, let's start with the basics. Apache Kafka is a distributed streaming platform that is used for building real-time data pipelines and streaming apps. Azure Synapse Analytics, on the other hand, is a cloud-based analytics service that brings together enterprise data warehousing and big data analytics. To ingest data from Kafka into Azure Synapse, you need to create a Kafka connector. The Kafka connector is a library that enables you to read data from Kafka topics and write it to Azure Synapse. You can create a Kafka connector using the Azure Synapse workspace. The first step is to create an Azure Synapse workspace and a dedicated SQL pool. The dedicated SQL pool is where your data will be stored. Next, create a new integration dataset and select Kafka as the source. You will need to provide the Kafka Bootstrap server, topic name, and authentication details. Once you have created the Kafka connector, you can create a pipeline to ingest data from Kafka into Azure Synapse. The pipeline will read data from the Kafka topic and write it to the dedicated SQL pool. You can also transform the data using various transformation activities such as mapping, filtering, and sorting. Best practices for ingesting data from Kafka into Azure Synapse include monitoring the pipeline for any failures or errors, optimizing the pipeline for performance, and securing the data using authentication and authorization. In conclusion, ingesting data from Kafka into Azure Synapse is a straightforward process that can be achieved using the Kafka connector and pipeline. By following the steps outlined in this tutorial and best practices, you can successfully ingest data from Kafka into Azure Synapse and start analyzing your data in real time.